I'm Landon Whaley. I'm here with John Carter. John, all right. Part two of this.
Yes.
I want to tap into that 30 years of experience and good experience in the sense that from day one it sounds like you've been trading your own money.
Yes.
Is that an accurate depiction of how this thing has gone?
Yes, for better or for worse. It's all lessons I've learned when I've kicked myself in the teeth. And,
okay. All right.
Carried on from there.
Good. That parlays very nicely into what I want to ask. 30 years. What's the best piece of advice that you've either received, heard, or read in your 30 years? If you can boil it down to one. I'm sure there's a litany of nuggets out there, but if you can give me one, two, I'll give you two.
Two, okay.
If you need it.
Well, the first one that always stands out is don't be a dick for a tick.
Okay.
Which just means that if you see something that you like, just get it. Because it's like if you're sitting there trying to get the best fill or get the exact penny that you want, that's, there's a saying, would you rather be right or would you rather make money? Just get in the trade.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what's the other one? The other one would just be, so there's a saying that if you're at the beach and you see somebody out there surfing, and they come out and you go up to them and say, hey, how was the waves? You never really see them go, I just couldn't touch all the water. I'm really depressed. So like in trading, right? You're not going to catch every move, so don't worry about it. Just focus on 2 or 3 great, solid setups a week, well thought out, well planned. Forget about FOMO, the fear of missing out on all the other crap that's happening, and just stick to your plan. And you'll be ahead of 90% of all the other people out there.
I love it. No, and you hit on a topic that's near and dear to my heart, which is what I refer to as humanness. We are innately flawed decision makers, as well as a number of other things that come along with being human, and markets seem to exacerbate our worst qualities, right? In terms of money and decision making qualities. All right, so with that as a backdrop, let me ask you this. What is a misconception, a common misconception you believe most investors have about markets or about economies or whatever it may be, about trading specifically, that holds them back from reaching their fullest investor potential?
Okay, so I think the biggest thing, it's more mental.
Okay.
It's the whole idea of the fear of the unknown.
Okay.
So, and what happens is the markets are very, very good at incorporating bad habits. As an example, I'm in a trade. It's coming down to my stop loss, and I decide to pull my stop because I'm just tired of getting stopped out, and the market reverses and goes up, and I make money. So the market just taught me a very, very bad habit. Okay, so the biggest thing on something like that is to fully understand that if you are not aware of what's going on, the market will manipulate you and it will cause you to lose money, and this causes fear. And what happens then is people operate from the fear of the unknown, and that causes them to do things in a fearful way. Don't take the trade. Wait till everything looks perfect, okay, which is the wrong, that's what you should be getting out. So all you got to do is just flip the switch, and instead of focusing on the fear of the unknown, just focus on the risk of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen next. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. But if you understand the risk of the unknown, you know what? I'm going to try this, and I'm willing to lose $500, whatever the appropriate number is for you. All of a sudden, that takes the fear out, and now you can just go from opportunity to opportunity and not get tied up in all the human, psychological BS that essentially, it drowns most traders if they're not aware of it.
Oh yeah, it totally clouds them out. Would you say, is that your, if I were to ask you, look, you've been at this a long time, clearly very successful at what you do, because you have found a repeatable, consistent process by which to make good decisions, okay? Or at least more good decisions than bad, right? What you just talked about, is that the key to that consistency? Or is there another key to consistency that you found? Because that is the key, right? Just get on the right side of trades more often than not, knowing that there's going to be a knot, right? You're going to have losing trades, and that consistency is what's going to put you ahead of the game.
Yeah, so here's the tough thing for people too, is that, and first of all, you do want to have a predefined list of, okay, if this happens and this happens and this happens, then I'm going to get into this trade. If you don't, then now you're back to this
articulated process. That's important.
Yes, articulated process. Otherwise, you're just gunslinging, and that doesn't work over the long haul. So from there, it's really just a matter of, so as a human being, what happens is we get so wrapped up into the current trade that we're doing.
Right.
Okay, so the whole thing is, everybody knows at a horse race that any of the horses could win. But as soon as they place a bet on one, now they're absolutely convinced
Right.
that one's going to win.
Right, that's exactly right. Yeah.
So it's the same thing in trading. I know that this trade may not work, but now that I've gotten into it, I'm essentially riding on the fact
You're vested.
I'm vested.
You're vested.
I'm backing the decision that I made. I'm going to prove myself. These are all things that naturally take over the human brain. So instead of one trick for this is instead of getting so focused on the trade that you're in, always think of things in blocks of 25 trades. Okay?
Okay.
So at the end of 25 trades, did you make money or not? So part of this means you got to follow your setup.
Right.
And then when you're in a trade, instead of sitting there going, oh my God, it's just number 13 of 25. So if it's just trade 13 of 25, who cares?
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you get into a rhythm of it's consistency. You're not so psychologically vested in the trade that you're in. At the end of 25 trades, did you make money or not? If you didn't, what do you need to tweak? If you did, then do it again. And it's that simple.
That's fantastic. Folks, I've been professionally managing money 20 years. There are a lot of good tidbits that he gave you, game-changing tidbits. So I would watch this back over again, ignore me, and focus on what he has to say. John, this has been terrific. Can you tell the folks where they can find out more about what you guys are doing with your company?
Sure. So our site is simplertrading.com, SIMPLER. We do like that name better than morecomplicatedtrading.com. Which is good.
Yeah.
On the site, we've got a $7 trial to our main, I'd say, tier service, which is our gold options plan.
Okay.
In there, you can come into our room, ask us questions, get alerts, get commentary on what's going on in the markets. Milk us for everything that we have, and after 30 days, if you don't like it, you can keep going, but at least that way you'll know what we know and can make a decision from there.
Perfect. That sounds great. John, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.